Obama takes over the press briefing. Everybody's abuzz. It was kind of cool, actually. I mean, just like, oh my God, it's the president.
Right, just walks in. It's nice. I thought it only happened with Jed Bartlett on West Wing.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why it was so freaking cool. And as I watched this thing, too, I thought, imagine if Bush had done this. Everybody would be abuzz, too, because they'd be like, oh, this is great. He's going to say something so stupid. Because imagine him stumbling in the room. Hey, I just want to say something. Okay?
Impromptu remark.
Yeah, I'm make an impromptu remark, and what it is I'm going to pick a judge based on freedom, and this judge will not be one of the evildoers, and he'll be on the right side. And a lot of the judges these days, they try to make law. In other words, they're lawmakers.
Yeah, their job is to interpret.
Interpret the law. Okay, that's the kind of judge I'm going to pick. Freedom, interpret. Okay, go. Now, instead, we have Obama, and what a relief. Let's watch.
I'm tired of screwing this thing up. There's a job to do. Please, everybody have a seat.
I love it.
There's a job to do. You got to do it.
So West Wing.
See you guys later. Have a good weekend.
Funny.
This is kind of cool, Robert.
It's way cooler than it seems.
Yeah. Absolutely. The reason I am interrupting Robert is not because he's not doing a good job. He's doing an unbelievable job. But it's because I just got off the telephone with Justice Souter. And so I would like to say a few words about his decision to retire from the Supreme Court. Throughout his 2 decades on the Supreme Court, Justice Souter has shown what it means to be a fair-minded and independent judge. He came to the bench with no particular ideology. He never sought to promote a political agenda. And he consistently defied labels and rejected absolutes, focusing instead on just one task, reaching a just result in the case that was before him. He approached judging as he approaches life, with a feverish work ethic and a good sense of humor, with integrity, equanimity, and compassion, the hallmark of not just being a good judge, but of being a good person. I am incredibly grateful for his dedicated service. I told him as much when we spoke. I spoke on behalf of the American people, thanking him for his service. And I wish him safe travels on his journey home to his beloved New Hampshire and on the road ahead. Now, the process of selecting someone to replace Justice Souter is among my most serious responsibilities as president. So I will seek somebody with a sharp and independent mind and a record of excellence and integrity. I will seek someone who understands that justice isn't about some abstract legal theory or footnote in a case book. It is also about how our laws affect the daily realities of people's lives, whether they can make a living and care for their families, whether they feel safe in their homes and welcome in their own nation. I view that quality of empathy, of understanding and identifying with people's hopes and struggles as an essential ingredient for arriving at just decisions and outcomes. I will seek somebody who is dedicated to the rule of law, who honors our constitutional traditions, who respects the integrity of the judicial process and the appropriate limits of the judicial role. I will seek somebody who shares my respect for constitutional values on which this nation was founded and who brings a thoughtful understanding of how to apply them in our time. As I make this decision, I intend to consult with members of both parties across the political spectrum, and it is my hope that we can swear in our new Supreme Court Justice in time for him or her to be seated by the first Monday in October when the court's new term begins. And with that, I would like you to give Robert a tough time again.
And the president walks out. He made the biggest news at the end there by saying by October, when they do the new sit the new court, that we will have a new justice. So he's going to have to announce who his pick is latest by July, because they're going to have an August break, so they can't do confirmation in August.
So and then you got to get him confirmed by the Senate, and obviously Republicans could block that. Oh wait, no, they can't.
Well, we need to discuss that a little further because that's actually a little bit more complicated. We're going to do that in the next break. But I am obsessed with, in the next segment, but I'm obsessed with how Bush would have handled it.
Yeah.
He used the word equanimity. How do you think Bush would have handled that one?
Equa. Yeah, he can't handle his cases with equa. He took each side and he was equal.
See, without the tax relief package, there would have been a deficit, but there wouldn't have been the commensurate, the kick to our economy that occurred as a result of the tax relief.
Equa.
A free and secure Iraq in the midst of the Middle East will have enormous historical impact.
Free and some pants.
In 1994, there were 67 schools in Texas that were rated exemplary according to our own tests.
And then finally, at the press conference, he probably would have said that.
It's a really long question.
Oh, don't you miss
When it's all said and done, people see me as a strategic thinker, and that I'm able to stay focused on a strategy.
Don't you miss the old fella? Come on, a little bit.